Picture this. It's the height of the Roman Empire. A merchant in Alexandria needs to send a contract to his partner in Londinium. A governor in Hispania must receive his tax collection orders from the emperor in Rome. The legions on the Rhine frontier are running low on grain and need to requisition more. For us today, a few taps on a screen. For them, an empire spanning 3 continents, thousands of miles, and millions of people. How on earth did they make it work without a single server farm or email thread? The answer is a story not of grand conquests, but of quiet, relentless administration. It's the story of the whispering walls and the systems that made them speak. I'm Ibnul Jaif Farabi, and this is Empire Builders, the rise and fall of civilizations. Let's start with the paper of empire, Papyrus. Rome didn't just use it for scrolls of philosophy. They industrialized it. Vast, state-controlled shipments of papyrus rolls, sourced almost exclusively from the Nile, were the lifeblood of bureaucracy. Every census record, every property deed, every military dispatch, every tax receipt, all inscribed on this fragile, fibrous sheet. Think of it as the Roman cloud, physical and tangible. Scribes, thousands of them, formed a vast administrative class, copying, filing, and logging every piece of information. The tabularium, the central archive in Rome, was a monumental filing cabinet, its walls literally whispering with the rustle of scrolls, each one a data point holding the empire together. But data in a vault is useless. It needs to move. Enter the cursus publicus, the Roman imperial postal service. This wasn't your local mail carrier. This was a state-funded, military precision logistics network. Relay stations were built a day's ride apart across every major road. Here, government couriers, carrying their precious satchels of papyrus, could swap tired horses for fresh ones, or hand off their dispatches to a new rider who would gallop through the night. It was a constant, flowing river of information. A message could travel from Britain to Rome in about a month, a blinding speed for the ancient world. This system meant an edict issued from the Palatine Hill could find its way to a dusty outpost in Syria, and the emperor could, in theory, know what was happening at his borders. And sometimes, they needed speed over land. For that, they had a surprisingly agile technology, the pigeon. Well, specifically, carrier pigeons. While the cursus publicus handled the bulk, for urgent news, the outcome of a distant battle, a sudden rebellion, Romans used homing pigeons. They'd be taken from their home coops, often by ship or caravan, and released with tiny, coded messages tied to their legs. They'd fly home, over mountains and rivers, in a straight line no road could match. It was the closest thing they had to real-time communication. Imagine the flutter of wings over the forum, a senator unrolling a tiny slip of papyrus and learning of events hundreds of miles away hours after they happened. In a pre-digital age, this was magic. Now, as an engineer, what strikes me about this isn't just the ingenuity, but the mindset. Rome didn't necessarily invent these things. Papyrus was Egyptian. Pigeons were used by Persians. Relay systems existed before. But Rome had the vision and the obsessive need to systemize them, to standardize them, to scale them to a level the world had never seen. The bureaucracy wasn't red tape. It was the operating system. It turned the chaotic, sprawling reality of conquest into manageable, governable data. The tax rolls told you what you owned. The census told you who you could recruit. The dispatches told you where to send your legions. The empire was, quite literally, written into existence. But it also reveals a fragility. That entire beautiful, intricate system depended on stability, on safe roads, on controlled provinces, on a central authority capable of funding and maintaining those whispering archives and those relay stations. When that began to fray, the information slowed. The whispers in the tabularium grew faint, then fell silent. The data stopped flowing. And an empire that lived by information could also die by its absence. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? About our own systems, our clouds, our networks, our instant global chatter. We think we're so different, but we're still just finding faster ways to do what Rome did, to whisper to each other across the miles, to record our transactions, and to try, against all odds, to administer our own worlds. The medium changes. The imperative does not. This has been Empire Builders. Our production and research is by Light Knot Studios. You can find more episodes and our full archive at https://www.lightnotstudios.com. I'm Ibnul Jaif Farabi. Thank you for listening.